Hello, all of you soul travelers out there. As you progress in your evolution, have you ever wondered? There are four types of people on Earth: those who were born in the dark and continue on living in the dark, those who were born in the dark but moving forward to the light, those who were born in the light and continue on in the light, and those who were born in the light and digress back into darkness. Have you seen and met with those people? Maybe you yourself are one of those people. Okay. So you either are a fully awakened pilot on your journey or a sleeping pilot. You either are a conscious or unconscious creator of your life. Okay? Cell evolution refers not only an organism's ability to adapt to its environment, but also the ability to evolve and to progress more than regenerating itself, it becomes something greater and higher than itself. Okay. Cell evolution is all about being the best person you can be in life, deepening your connection with all other interbeings, okay, and serving humanity for some greater purpose and function than you are. Okay. Okay. So why is the soul even come down here on earth? As a little girl, I has always been pondering that, and I wonder if any one of you has ever done that. Okay. In the book Conversation with God by Neil Donald Walsh, God stated that the sole purpose on earth was to create and to remember. Remember being coming back of knowing who the souls really are. We are all infinite beings. Okay. The soul is constantly seeking and looking for ways to express itself, to create, whether through a poem, a dance, a song, a project at work, an organization, a community. Your soul is constantly seeking outlets to express itself. Now, what happened to mental illness are souls that being blocked, that being stagnated, that being digressed in evolution, whether that was because of abuse, whether because some sort of trauma along the line of evolution, or whether it's just living in the dark and not knowing where the light is. Okay, so today we're going to talk about that dragon that lies in dormant inside of you, that are constantly wanting to reach the highest sky and fulfill all of its purposes and missions in life. Okay, depression happens when the soul is unable to fulfill itself. When you talk about the concept of the glass half empty, well, that's what the soul is like. The soul is empty because the soul had no outlets to create. When you talk about anxiety, okay, anxiety is the alarm clock that rings off, waking you up from your eternal sleep, from your unconscious mind, okay, and reminding you to create. Okay? So let's look at the soul pathway. What is truly the soul's doing here on earth? Now, all of us know that we possess something that called the spirit that's greater than this body and this mind, right? Okay, so from the time of conception, when you first enter into your mother womb, you swam against 500 millions of the sperm cell because you were determined to be born into this life. Now, if there's no spirit, there's no soul entering into the point of conception, and the cell, the fetus inside of your mother's wombs just keep multiply billion and trillion cells. That would be called a tumor. Okay, so an infant, a human being, can only be created when the soul enter into the fetus. Okay, so let's look at why did the soul do that? Most of us know that after we cease, this body cease to exist, there's an entity that continue to travel outside of this body as the body research experiment or near-death experience. People usually describe a beautiful, magnificent being coming out of this tiny body. And even they look back at the tiny body, they say, I can believe I was in that tiny body. So our infinite self is like a giant that is driving a little toy car, which is called the human body. It's very confined, it's very restricted. Therefore, the soul is constantly, restlessly want to create. Okay, so let's look at the soul pathway. Okay, the soul have three different pathways. One is evolving, which is mean you are constantly progressing in the realization of your highest goals. You are constantly serving humanity with a teleological purpose. Okay, so you heard of the word teleological. Human beings are very teleological. We are constantly formulating the future in our mind. We're constantly setting goals. We're constantly moving forward because we don't want to be stagnant. However, stagnant happens when you are not well, right? When you are sick, when you are depressed, when you have blockage in life, when you at the intersection, that is the time when most people come into therapy to unplug their emotional system and to clarify their pathway. Okay? Unfortunately, a lot of time the soul digress, which is called de-evolutions. So de-evolution occurs when the soul strike out against other soul, other humanities, okay, when evil inflicted on fellow human beings, when abuse, when hurt were conducted onto children. Okay, so when that happened, it's a self-sabotaging behavior. It is a self-destructive behavior, and that soul is struggling. That soul is on a destructive pathway. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, how do you know where you are in your soul evolution? Are you progressing? Are you digressing? Are you stagnating? All right. So, there are biological charts to measure your soul progress. Number one, I would examine self-belief. Okay, if you are living in limiting self-belief, if you have a lot of I can't, I won't, nobody help me, nothing happened in my life, I cannot do all of these things, then you are operating in a self-limiting belief system. If you adopt an infinite self-belief system, no matter what, you are unwavering. You are unstoppable on your pathway. You believe in your capacity. You believe if you put your mind on anything, then you are going to get your goals. Then you are on the infinite self-belief and you adopt the abundancy life. Okay? Now, the other thing that I can also measure your cell evolution is in your self care, your level of self investment. Okay? Who we are, our body, our mind, our spirit at all time is the highest representation of the soul. Okay? So let's say if you're not taking care of yourself, if you have created a lot of contamination and toxin in your life, you put a lot of bad stuff in your body, you out partying every night until 2, 3 o'clock, while you have to wake up in the morning. You don't exercise, you overeat, you go to buffet after buffet, boss after boss. Okay, so you have neglected the temple of the soul. This is the only physical address we have in this life to manifest, to serve, to do a job. We have a job to do here. We're not here to play, okay? So your self-belief system, how you live your life, how you invest in yourself, say a lot about your self-evolution, okay? And also, I would also ask people, do they operate under a goal, okay? Human beings has a tendency to stay in the comfort zone. Our lives only begins when we create a different comfort zone and we raise up our baseline. Otherwise, we'll be the same person when we were 5 years old and the same person when we were 80 years old, okay? And by the time you completed your process, you look back and you say, oh my God, I missed my life. I blinked and I missed my life. You don't ever want to feel that way, right? So volitional, teleological, is the very, very much the soul function, okay? Now, let's say you are very teleological, you are very successful financially, you have lots of friends in life, you have beautiful family, you live in big house, you drive fancy car. How many people did you serve? If your answer, if you stop to think about it, if you have to contemplate, well, how many people that was benefited from my presence here on earth, and you couldn't find an answer to that, okay? Let me tell you what, the soul is not here to become rich. There is nothing in this life that comparable to where you're going at the kingdom of heaven, right? So the soul is not here for hedonistic principle to play around. This is not the playground for soul to just simply spending time. It's not a vacation for our soul. Earth is a lot of work. We have a lot of work to do. In a book by David Brooks, The Second Mountain, okay, I hope all of you get that book. It's a wonderful book for your collection if you are a soul seekers, okay. The very first mountain you have to climb in life is your own well-being, is your own achievement, your own social status, your own self-sufficiency. Make sure you can feed yourself and your family. That's the first mountain you climb. That can mean your degrees, your career, your family, your children, okay? But then that's not it. There's a second mountain you have to climb, okay? So the second mountain is all about serving, all about providing, all about looking at who's in need, looking for the struggling soul, helping them. Now, if you say, well, I don't have nothing to offer, I really cannot help anybody here on earth, you can help them by remind them they are infinite beings, okay? They are not just the blood and the flesh, and they are not here to play. They have higher goals, they have higher purpose, they have higher function, and they are part of the infinite creation, okay? So your thoughts are the brush that paints your life, okay? You have to trust yourself. Trust your ability. Trust that you have what it takes to navigate this life, to move along the soul evolution, okay? Then you have to have the faith to believe that you are greater than what you see in the mirror. What you see in the mirror is simply an experiment, Okay, you experiment in being an Uber driver, a dentist, an attorney, a doctor, a patient, but who you are is greater than that. This is simply a bubble in the sea. Okay, the sea has infinite ability to create countless bubbles. Okay, so you have to trust, you have to have faith, and you have to create. Okay, so these are some of the pictures of my dance team, everyone. Everyone on the team is 40s and above. Okay, so we decided to create the dance team when we were 40s and above. Our goal is to preserve our cultural heritage, to serve the community, to perform for churches, for temple, for charity events, and we are loving it. I urge you to go out there and create something, anything in this life. It may be a garden, it may be planting a tree, okay? But that is what will fulfilling for your soul. All right, so in sum, you're here to do work. You have 2 mountains to climb, okay? And you have to begin with ground one. Ground one, the very foundation of all things, is your health. You have to take care of your body. Create the best body that you can create in this life. Whatever condition you have, you can improve from it. I just heard the new statistic. 1 out of 3 Americans are now pre-diabetic. What does that say? That says about 85 millions are getting diabetic every year, okay? And 1 out of 5 Americans will die of heart-related condition, okay? All of these are lifestyle disease. We are not down here to have diseases. We are here to live the most conscientious, the most self-awakening. We are here to take care of ourselves. Job description number 1. Job description number 2, to serve other people. Okay? So I wish you had the best, amazing life. You take care of that foundation. You take care of that temple. And then the answer will come to you, who you need to serve and what you need to do in this life. Never ever forget, be a creator, a conscious one, not an unconscious one. Take care. I'll see you next time.
Please subscribe to this channel and ring the bell at the bottom corner to be notified when a new video is uploaded. You can also reach out to Dr. Vo directly through her website. The link is in the description below.